Good Tuesday morning, TGO traders and investors. Whiz here, the primary and weekly options model portfolio manager here at TGO. And the main thing on my radar today, obviously, is the two-day Fed meeting. Futures are relatively flat ahead of the NOctaper meeting. We really don't expect anything, but again, last time we got hit by a missile that nobody saw, right? Everybody expected them to do something, and the drunks in the bar expected the bartender to shut it down, even wanted it to shut it down, and of course the bartender didn't, kept us going. So who knows this time? But again, consensus, especially with the government shutdown, the budget fiasco, Obamacare, earnings, just really badness going on. We fully expect the Fed not only to hang out some more and not do anything, who knows, they could come out and actually increase the amount of asset purchases that are going on each month, more than that $85 billion. So all quiet kind of on the Western front when it comes to the market. But some things I am monitoring today. China. The People's Bank of China released some money into the markets yesterday, kind of their own little quantitative easing to reassure money market traders that a spike in short-term interest rates does not signal a dramatic tightening of liquidity. Okay, so they're trying to avoid kind of that credit panic that they saw back in June. So, some people will look at this as kind of, this isn't necessarily good news, Wiz. I think this is great news, right? So here's that kind of credit bubble and a little bit of a real estate bubble, and that double bottom here that we've talked about at Top Gun Options, and then kind of off to the races here. I think this is great news. It's not good news for the Shanghai, for the economy over there. It's obviously going through its own rough patches, but you ready for this blindingly obvious statement that I use a lot of Top Gun Options? Who cares, right? Our economy is in the tank, but who cares? The Fed's here pumping us away and forcing everybody, including the little lady in tennis shoes, into equities, right? You got to be risk on if you want to get any sort of alpha. So what China's doing is actually bullish for the market. I think it's great. I don't think it's great for their economy, but again, those two lines are not intersecting on a chart anytime soon, an economy and a stock market. They have to. They physically have to someday. But again, folks, we're playing this game of musical chairs in the market. We all the institutional money guys like me know that the music's going to stop someday, and we're going to have a freaking chair. Whether or not you as a retail trader have a chair is a different story. And if you're trading here at Top Gun Options, you're definitely going to know when it's coming and how to have a chair and actually potentially make money as everybody else falls down and doesn't have a chair. This just makes me, this is from the Department of Duh. Even NBC News is starting to, the Democratic News Network, White House knew millions could not keep plans under Obamacare. It just... If I didn't just drink my coffee, I would vomit all over the place. And I really, the theatrics of the shutdown and everything like that, and of course, 50 news media outlets, not one news media outlet said anything about the president or Democrats had any responsibility at all in the shutdown or any of the budget crisis or anything like that. Now, some Democrats up for re-election, some senators are saying, hey, we need to delay Obamacare. Let's fix it. It's a train wreck. So after saying no, now that, the Republicans folded like a cheap suit, now they're coming out and saying, yeah, this thing kind of sucks. And now NBC News has learned through internal White House communications and everything like that, that they lied to us. Wow. From the Department of Shocker, the president stood in front of us to get reelected and lied, or has lied about his signature program from day one. I, as a Republican and smart person, am just utterly shocked that he did that. Come on, folks. Really? Are we this stupid? Everybody can repeat that man's sentence. This will be his George Bush, no, read my lips, no new taxes. If you like your health insurance plan, you can keep it. No, you can't. For millions of Americans, tens of millions of Americans, that is a lie. And not only is it a lie, you're going to pay more under your new plan. Welcome to America, spelled with a K. Absolutely disgusting. And guess what the White House said yesterday? They're going to delay this whatever thing by 6 weeks. I really, I don't know how I got an A in civics and political science in college and graduated, with honors, because somewhere in my education, I thought that in order to change a law, you had to go through Congress, and there was actually a process. I didn't know the president could just change a law whenever he wanted to or ignore it. Whew. But I digress. Over the cliff we go, guys. I have a parachute, so and it really does break my heart. After serving this country for 15 years, to see what's going on is just it's absolutely disgusting. A lot of numbers out this morning. Core retail sales, and again, whenever you see the word core, it means X something. This is X autos. So in line, right? When you strip out autos, kind of sucks, right? Regular retail sales, miss. PPI, that's the Producer Price Index. Kind of it's a measure of consumer inflation, right? If producers are going to charge more for goods and services, who do they pass those costs on to? Us. So that's not necessarily bad. And then core PPI, like I said, it takes something out. This is excluding food and energy, and that came in essentially flat. Looking for Case-Shiller here coming up in about 20 minutes, but I start my Tuesday morning primary live trade brief at 0900, so I got to get going here. And then 10, the conference board's consumer confidence numbers, those potentially will be market moving numbers here. But again, at the end of the day, let me lay this one on you. Who cares? Doesn't matter that everything sucks right now. We go higher. Apple essentially came in at $8.26 earnings per share, beating the $7.96 forecast. Revenue also beat, but projected gross margins for the current quarter are below Wall Street expectations. So kind of really, really a lukewarm result for Apple, and TGO followers know my opinion of Apple. I think it's over with for Apple. It's not going to zero, but it's not its $700 stock and going through the roof like everybody's seen. It's going to turn into an old stodgy Microsoft. So we're going to talk in a couple minutes here about some Apple trades and just an overall review of the primary live trade brief model portfolio. Really happy with what's going on here in the primary live trade brief, up about just over 10 grand a month to date, and then year to date we're looking at profits of about $42,000, and this is on an average of about $100,000 in haircut. You can see we're only using about half that. So out of 100 grand of haircut, we're using about 44% of that. So it's a pretty decent return for only using that much haircut. So all right, folks, I got to run. A busy week here, Top Gun Options. Got some weekly options trades working yesterday. We have a 3 o'clock webinar today where I'm going to talk about trading roadblocks. A lot of you have been writing on that blog about what your personal trading roadblocks are and how we can potentially help you overcome them. Because sitting there as a lone fighter jet flying around in this environment, because trading is a form of combat, I know it can be brutal. It can be brutal. You can get killed. Unless you're flying around in a squadron and getting help from professional wingmen, or not even professional wingmen, just somebody else helping you out there, you're going to get killed. So let's talk at 3 o'clock today about how to avoid those potential pitfalls. And I look forward to all seeing you then. So happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll talk to you guys later.